What's up everyone, it's Natalie here, and today I am filming an assumptions video. I haven't filmed a video like this in quite a while. I think the last one I did was the assumptions about me, and I actually got this idea because I had seen this video go around before. I also got a question on my Instagram about if I think being an influencer has a negative connotation. A lot of people were like, yeah, I think it does. I think that's why so many people are like, oh my god, I hate being called an influencer, it's so annoying. And I'm definitely one of those people that I would never go up to someone and be like, hi, I'm an influencer. Like, I think it sounds weird. It doesn't sound right, you know? I wanted to do a video about assumptions about what it's like to be an influencer. I haven't looked at any of these yet, so I'm just gonna go through and answer your assumptions. First one is, oftentimes influencers don't love the products they're promoting / don't do research on the company. A lot of the assumptions were you don't actually like the products that you are being sponsored to use. And keep in mind, I am speaking from my own experience, but that is totally false for myself. All the products that I have promoted, at least recently, I will say in the past 2 years, all the products that I've been promoting and all the sponsorships I have really loved and I have used. And even if I didn't really use the product prior to the sponsorship coming up, I always ask the sponsored company or the company that's going to sponsor me if I could test it for a month and then see if I like it. So I never say yes right away without actually trying it. I always have to test it out first. So that's one thing I feel like a lot of people don't realize, is that you do have that option. Of course, there's certain influencers that probably do not love all the products they're promoting, and like, of course, there's going to be people of both ends, but I do think, as for myself, the past 2 years, I will say, because probably in the beginning I was really excited to get sponsorships, and honestly I probably said yes to some that I had just got the email and was like, okay, sure, I'll do it. Not to say that I didn't love the product, but I definitely probably wasn't as obsessed with it as I said, or I didn't really use it as much before, and I'm gonna come clean and be honest about that. I know that I do a lot of sponsorships, and this video is sponsored by Squarespace, which you guys know is always a sponsor of mine. I have a long-term partnership with them, which is very exciting because I do use them on a daily basis. I was using Squarespace. I really hope that you can't hear that noise in the background. I have been using Squarespace for quite some time now, so I actually have used them since I decided I was going to start consulting services. So that was a really exciting time for me because I was able to do a sponsorship with a company that I was already using on the daily. Squarespace, if you guys don't know, is a website builder, and basically what they do is makes it so easy to build a website. They have beautiful custom themes that you can use. Everything is super customizable. They have blogging features, they have scheduling, they have analytics. Like, they have so much integrated with Squarespace. You can buy your domain from there. I do also have a 10% off coupon, so if you guys use the code Natalie Barbu, then you guys will get 10% off of your first purchase or your domain. Highly recommend everyone to check them out. They are the easiest way to build a website, so whether you're building an online store, a blog, literally anything, an online portfolio, if you just want a website, I highly recommend trying Squarespace. It's a perfect example of something that I do a lot of sponsorships on, but I literally use them every single day. So that's why I think that is the best way to do sponsorships, is if you can create some partnerships with brands that you really love and that you really love using, so it's super organic in your videos. I hope that answered that assumption, because, oh my gosh, that is like the loudest noise ever. I'm gonna go crazy. I hope that answered that assumption for you guys, because it definitely is something that I got a lot, was that you just do sponsorships for any random brands, and that is totally not true. You just get handed a ton of money without actually having to do anything. So this is not true. I mean, it can be the case for certain people, and I'm not gonna sit here and saying taking a selfie is a lot of work, because it's not. Let's be honest. I just posted a sponsored post on my Instagram with a makeup line, and I just took a selfie like that. That took me 30 minutes to do. Like, to take the picture, find the right picture, pick it, filter it, come up with the caption, email it, probably took me 30 minutes, you know, and I got paid a lot of money for that. Like, that does not take a lot of work. No, I'm not saying the actual act of a sponsorship takes a lot of work. What people need to understand is that it takes a lot of work to maintain, and it also takes a lot of work to get to a point where you can get paid. There's so many people on YouTube and on Instagram that are trying to get paid off of this, that are trying to reach out to brands, and they're doing all of this work for free right now, because in the beginning you have to do it for free. It's not like you sign up for it and you apply and then you get a job and then you start getting paid. It's one of those things that takes a while to grow and takes a long time to get to the point where you are today, and then once you are there, you have to maintain it. I'm constantly trying to evolve, I'm constantly trying to pivot, I'm constantly trying to make new content that you guys will like, but also diversify my content and also diversify my income streams, and it takes a lot of work. I mean, I feel like I'm working a long time. This video, for example, will take me probably 30 minutes to film, but it might take me 2 hours to edit and then upload, and there might be some revisions that come back. So it does take time. It's a lot longer than you think, but I'm not gonna sit here and say taking an Instagram photo is hard, because it's not. I think the hardest thing is just getting to that point. So I do understand when some people are only influencers and they don't really have anything else that they do, like literally their only job is to post photos and post on YouTube. Sometimes I am like, okay, wow, what do you do all day? Especially when they're not like even posting consistently. I'm like, literally, what do you do all day? And I feel that way because I feel like I have a lot going on aside from YouTube, that I'm like, okay, if you only do YouTube or Instagram, like how long does that really take? A lot of people don't show you everything that they're working on, and things do take a lot of time, because I totally understand why some people think you get paid for nothing, and it's definitely not the hardest job once you make it to a certain point, but there is a lot more work than you would think, and especially to like maintain it and get to where you are. A lot of influencers seem arrogant. People think influencers are too self-interested. They're stuck up. I've gotten a ton of those, and that answer is yes and no. Influencers are people. We're just like you. No, I'm kidding. If you are an influencer or on social media, you are going to find a lot of stuck up people. I have encountered so many of them, especially in LA. No, but seriously, I have encountered a lot of arrogant, self-righteous people that post their lives and think that everything revolves around them. Those people suck, so don't make those people famous. I think it is also easy to let it get to your head and to let the numbers get to your head and think like, oh my god, I'm so famous, like everyone wants to be me, and you know, you just gotta really try to figure out which people are like that and stop promoting them, because that is how they get to that point. Personally, I hope that every single person that has met me views me exactly as they do on camera. I never want to get that impression of like I think I'm too high and mighty, because what I do is literally because of you guys. Like, and I've said that in so many videos, but it is all because of you, and I would never ever judge someone because they don't have followers or they don't have the status or anything like that, because I think that is so freaking mean. I do think there are people like that, so those people are very valid in those assumptions. That you get free stuff all the time and it's a really flexible job. This is totally true. I get PR packages sent to me a lot. It's so nice, and yes, I do save a lot of money that way. And that's not to like be bragging or anything. It's just to be very honest with you guys that a lot of times influencers are able to save a lot of money because we don't spend that much on random things that you might think. Like, for example, my clothing, like I get a lot of clothing sent to me for free, or I will get even like food sent to me, alcohol sent to me for free, or shampoo or conditioner. I haven't bought shampoo in months because I have so many scents, or like even deodorant, you know. So there's like so many random things that we get sent for free, and it is a really flexible job because we can literally work anywhere, and content is always nice when you are traveling as well, so you can always make it like a business trip if you are vlogging and documenting the process. I will say that it is literally the greatest job ever. Like, the fact that I am able to do this and get paid and have a flexible job, like, it is honestly great, and I don't want to sugarcoat that. So every influencer has done a brand deal just because the money was good. Probably. I feel like a lot of people probably have. Again, like I said, haven't done that in the past like 2 years, I will say. I don't remember any specific videos that I did just for the money, but I do know that there were times when I'm like, okay, I'll try this out and say yes, and hopefully I like it. When I was younger, like when I was in college and stuff like that, and I totally regret it, and I don't remember the exact deals that I did, but I do know that I definitely was not as selective and picky in the beginning. I'd say that now I have been very picky, and sometimes it is hard to say no when the money is really good. I mentioned in my previous brand deal video that I turned down a $10,000 brand deal. That like hurts me to say. I turned down a $10,000 brand deal because it was a smartphone that I literally would never use. I have an iPhone, so me promoting this like random smartphone just would be so inorganic, and everyone knows I have an iPhone, so I was like, I can't do this even though I want to. Like, I'm sure this smartphone is great, and I'm sure if I didn't have an iPhone I would love it, but I like cannot support this brand deal even though it was really great money. And then honestly, last week, I'll be really completely honest with you again, I got another $10,000 brand deal for a video game, and I was like, I do not play video games. I don't know why they would even want me to be one of the people that they are like sponsoring, because I don't play video games. But that, I mean, it was an easy no, because it was like, it's just like so not organic that I couldn't do it. But if you guys think about that, $20,000 is so much money that can change people's lives. Like, that is so much freaking money that I like to say no to. And I just want to say that just to be totally transparent, that the money is a lot and you can say no to it. I know you guys really like hearing about numbers and transparency like that. I'm very grateful that I am able to say no to things like that I am able to keep like a genuine connection with you guys, because I know the second I do a video game sponsor, you guys know something's up. Thinking your life is so important and entertaining that you must share. Yeah, that, I mean, I feel like a lot of people probably think that, and sometimes I feel that way. I'm like, why am I posting? Who cares about my life? When I vlog, I'm like, this is so boring, but you guys really do seem to like it. So obviously if I started getting comments of like, this video sucks and I don't want to see your life is so boring, I would not be posting. But a lot of us do post because it is requested and people do like it, and I love watching vlogs. As a viewer, I see the appeal, so that's why I'm like, okay, I get it. Like I can watch some of my favorite vloggers just lay in bed all day and I'm like, they're done, thumbs up. It's hard to separate work from life. 100%, it's really hard to separate work from life because my life and my work are so intertwined that I definitely can't turn it off. But again, given that I have so much flexibility and given that it is literally the greatest job, I don't really complain about that too often because I'm having so much fun doing it. So it's actually like not bad at all. Like 10 out of 10 would recommend. A lot of them is saying that you make a lot of money. So many of them are like, you're rich, you make a lot of money, you make an obscene amount of money for not doing that much work. A lot of it is that, and I will say that is true once you get to a certain point. In the beginning, when you are posting, you're not making that much money. But again, it is, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you're not making a lot of money. I mean, you see YouTubers that are like 18 years old buying their parents' houses. You do. Like, the honest answer is that you do. When I was working at my corporate job and I was seeing the amount of money I was making from social media versus the amount of money I was making at a corporate job that requires a degree, that's a pretty good career, pretty good company, I was like, I'm making so much more money on YouTube than I am at this job that I studied for 4 years for. With that, I am very fortunate to be able to donate to a lot of causes. I think that it is important to know that when you are making money, you have to actually give back to your community and give back to people that are not fortunate. That's one thing I want to know. But yeah, that is totally true. I mean, influencers are making 6 figures at really young. My salary, my income, I would say my income is higher than a lot of people my age, than most people my age, and I'm really fortunate for that. And I'd love to do another like budgeting video or what I spend my money on, because I think I am pretty good at saving it as well and investing and stuff like that. I love talking about money on the channel because I know that you guys love it, but sometimes it makes me feel like I have like a target on my back when I talk about stuff like that. Privileged people who refuse to acknowledge their privilege. This is something I really want to talk about more on my channel, or just address, maybe not talk about it more, but I wanted to address it, is that yes, in a lot, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of people that are on social media come from a very privileged place. The fact is, and I'm going to be honest with you, I came from a family who was well off. I got my college paid for, I didn't graduate with student loans. My parents helped me out to buy my first laptop. They helped me with my first camera. If I came from an underprivileged place, I would never have been able to afford that. And would I be where I am today? Probably not. So I think it's really important to acknowledge that. So I just wanted to acknowledge it, that a lot of us, I'm not going to say all of us because I do not know, but a lot of us come from parents that have helped and supported us. And if I didn't have parents who would help me out, then I might still be doing what I'm doing, but maybe it would have taken me longer, you know? So I did want to acknowledge that. And yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge, because it's easy to be like, oh my god, just start vlogging, and it's like, with what? Like, I have no equipment, cameras are expensive, laptops are expensive. With the pandemic, you can't even use your like school laptop anymore to like edit if that's what you were using, or renting out cameras from the library, which I know a lot of you do. Now you can't even do that. So it really is something that I want to acknowledge and to share, and to let you know that I fully recognize that, and I know not everyone have had the same opportunity. And then I'm gonna end it on this note because I kind of like it. So it is, I think you underestimate how many people's lives you influence. That's really interesting to think about, because the amount of people that watch this video might be like 10, 20,000 potentially. And I'm like, holy 10,000 people, like that's so many people. Like 12,000 people view my Instagram stories, 13,000 people view my Instagram stories. And to me, I'm like, okay, 12,000, whatever. 12,000 people that click through like, that's so many people. And I think that I totally underestimate that. I mean, I might not be influencing their lives, but they're like viewing me, and like I'm putting myself out there to that many people. Like, it's actually very crazy to think about. So this is a perfect time to say thank you guys. Thank you so much, all 275,000 people that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. That is so many people that had to hit the subscribe button, and it's just crazy. So I did want to say thank you for that. But yeah, I think that's just crazy to look at. And even if you are a small YouTuber and you're like, oh, I only have 100 subs. 100 subs is so many. Think of 100 people in a room with you. That's a lot of people, you know? So I did want to say, I think that's just totally wild, but okay, I'm gonna end it on that note. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was pretty honest, I feel like, so let me know if you guys have any more questions, if you guys want me to address anything else that I covered, want a budgeting video, whatever, how I spend my money type of video. But thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!